Welcome back for the second appointment with this series of video reflections on contemplative photography and the various connections with Christian meditation as rediscovered and taught by Father John Main, by Father Lawrence Freeman, and by the WCCM, which is our community for Christian meditation. Last time we had a look at the etymologies of the words photography, light, and contemplation. We said that photography comes from ancient Greek, and this word literally means to paint or to write with light. Then we said that light has a strong connection with the idea of God. St. John wrote, "God is light." Finally, the action of contemplation was what ancient Roman ministers used to do in order to try and understand God's will. They used to draw a rectangle in the air with a magic stick, with a sacred stick, and then they watched carefully onto that portion of the sky, looking for signs from their divinities. Putting all these three things together, photography, light, and contemplation, we can then say that contemplative photography is the discipline that helps us to see the light of the divine in the world that surrounds us. In fact, we started with some reflections on landscape photography and on Ansel Adams' work. Many people feel the urgency to take a picture of a landscape, especially if it's a beautiful and new landscape for them, as if they want to capture that moment and the beauty, the magic that's in it. This powerful feeling comes from our heart, we can say, not from the mind. And we need to nurture it. We need to understand it from a holistic point of view. We then mentioned the work of Thomas Merton. Today we'll find more about this inspirational monk, which was one of the great mystics of the past century. And finally, we consider the first of the three phases in which we can divide the process of taking a picture. The pre-production phase is a phase in which we make contact with that glimpse of reality that catches our eyes and heart and makes us want to take the picture. We also said that really is not important the device that you're going to use to take your pictures. What's more important is to keep the camera still, holding it firmly, finding a good balance, using and perceiving our body in the right way. In fact, like in meditation, it's not only about concepts or imagination or technique, but taking a picture is an absolutely interesting physical activity. And last but not least, there was an exercise assigned at the end of the first lesson. The exercise consisted in taking a daily picture, only one picture, a picture of the sky in the mornings, finding a good stability in your body, breathing profoundly, and entering in contact with your breath. Contemplate the sky and then take a picture with your camera, with your phone, or simply with your imagination. And that would have been your sky for the day. An image that you can bring with you and return to it when needed. I hope you tried to do this exercise. And of course, I'm very curious to see them or hearing about your comments. So if you want to, you can send an email to the following email address, which is enos.fotografia@gmail.com. Let's have a look now at the content of this second appointment. Today we will consider how the action of taking pictures could be a possessive act, and how we can transform it into something different, into something more relational. We will also talk about Father John Main and Father Thomas Merton, and how their teaching is also a teaching that invites us to abandon our fears. Those fears that manifest themselves in the desire to possess. And then we will talk about a particular genre of photography, that's still life photography. And we will contemplate one picture of Edward Weston. And then, of course, there will be a contemplative exercise for us to undertake until our next appointment. Now let's take a moment of silence, just to concentrate on what we're going to do.